Hey garden lovers, we have wrapped up our heat tolerant lettuce trial and we have narrowed it down to 5, actually 6 outstanding heads of lettuce that display excellent heat tolerance. We love lettuce. We consider it a crisp, refreshing thing to eat. So, of course, it's natural to want to eat it in the summer, but it is so hard to grow in the summer months. So we set out to do some trials and record the top performers that claim they have some heat tolerance. We set up a microclimate to make sure that the lettuce stayed comfortable. We sowed seeds May 24th, and here we are middle of August with some great options that are slow bolting and did not have a bitter flavor. In a second, I will go over the varieties and their seed packet information, but first, here's the information on how to set up the microclimate. Our soil is rich in organic matter. We mixed in quite a bit of compost. When transplanting the seedlings, we placed them pretty close together, I would say about 12 inches apart, maybe less, maybe 10, so that as they grew larger, they would be right next to each other, and then that would help to keep the soil moist. Keeping the soil moist is key, and in SoCal, we have a very hot, dry climate, very deserty, so we set the irrigation up to spray in the morning and then also one more watering in the afternoon. That made sure that the soil stayed moist but not soggy. And a second ago you saw the shade cloth. That's a 50%, and that is very important to set up this microclimate because the lettuce does need a barrier between the harsh UV rays. And also you can do this setup in a container. It does not have to be in a raised bed. As a matter of fact, I ran into Red Cross and noticed what a great heat tolerant variety it was years ago when I was growing lettuce in containers in the summer months. All right, so now to go into detail about the varieties that have performed the best. And we have 2 heads of lettuce that have not shown any signs of bolting whatsoever. The first one is this beautiful head of lettuce. I think it's pronounced Syphos. Anyway, no signs of bolting and a beautiful head of lettuce. We've got the bright green in the center. Sorry about the background noise. We've got some neighbors doing some construction apparently. And then the bright green moves to a beautiful brownish red toward the tips. It's a very delicate leaf. Let's see how it tastes. Delicious. No signs of bitterness at all. What an outstanding variety. This area experienced temperatures of 100 plus degrees for several days with an average of upper 90s just about the whole time it grew in this area. So I'd say in the top 5, this is going to be number 1 heat tolerant variety to grow in the summer months. The other head of lettuce that is showing 0 signs of bolting is Casey, and it's also by Johnny Seeds, Johnny Select Seeds. Here is the seed packet information. It's a much smaller head, but you could see here no signs of bolting whatsoever. Let's see how the flavor is. This is more of a firmer leaf. The texture of the other head was a lot more delicate. This is more firm. Delicious lettuce flavor. It's got a little bite to it. I wouldn't say it's bitter, but it definitely has a stronger lettuce flavor. All right, so this would be probably number 2 for heat tolerant varieties. And onto this beautiful head of lettuce. This one's been really fun to grow. It's definitely going to be a staple in our garden. Here is the seed packet information. San Diego Seed Company. So I'm not sure what happened, but I have a missing clip, and it's a good week and a half later. As I was editing, I'm missing a whole section, and it was the part where I shared the back of the seed packet information, because San Diego Seed Company has lots of detail. And then I tasted it, and so now I'll go ahead and taste it again. But when I tasted it about a week and a half ago, there was no bitterness whatsoever. Tasted delicious, very delicate head of lettuce, but performing so great in the high temperatures. So go ahead and taste it again. But again, a week and a half ago, did not have any bitter flavor at all. And it is having a little bit of bitter flavor now, but a week and a half ago it did not. And it is starting to bolt now. So this is number 3 in our top 5. Definitely going to be a staple in our garden. We'll be growing this hopefully year-round. We'll see how it does in the cooler temperatures. And again, all of these seeds were sown May 24th, and today is August 10th. So about a week and a half ago, we could say from May 24th to beginning of August, this heat tolerant variety performed excellent with no bitter flavor. And I love the texture, it's just beautiful. All right, so the 4th variety in our top 5 is Sierra. This is such a dependable variety. We grow it all year long, even in the winter months. So it's going to be interesting to see how those other varieties that I just mentioned do in cooler temperatures. But Sierra is just a year-rounder around here. And here is the seed packet information. Texture, it's very firm lettuce, so not delicate whatsoever. It's my husband's favorite too. Nice firm heads of lettuce. More of an earthy flavor. It's got a little tiny bit of sweetness also. No bitterness. Kind of looks like this one is starting to bolt. But when it forms heads, it does form them really upright like this. That is a delicious variety. I really love the flavor of this one. All right, and number 5 is the beautiful New Red Fire. Such a gorgeous variety. This is also a staple in our garden, so I knew it was going to perform well. It's just starting to bolt. So here we are, a little over 60 days and just starting to bolt. Here's the seed packet information. So these guys also, you don't have to wait for the full head to form before you start harvesting. You could be harvesting the outer leaves. And I just love the color on New Red Fire. It's also got the green, bright green, that transitions to a beautiful brownish red, frilly outer leaf. Texture is soft. It's not really firm like Sierra. Give this guy a taste. Also delicious, tiny bit of sweetness, zero bitter flavor. So far, with all 5 of these varieties that I've mentioned, I'm not getting any bitter flavor, which is excellent. And I know that that's a turnoff for many people. We eat Italian dandelions, which are really bitter, and radicchio. So I don't mind some bitter flavor, but when you're eating some delicious salads, you don't want a bunch of bitter flavors. So great news about these varieties. Now, I know I said my top 5 and I've already went over 5. I'm just going to mention this one because it just recently started bolting, and I'm thinking that the time frame is very close to New Red Fire. And it is Monte Carlo. So if you're a fan of a firmer lettuce head over that delicate one, New Red Fire, this may be the variety for you to grow in the summer months. So again, just started to bolt. Nice firm texture. Let's give this guy a taste. Very interesting flavor. It's got a different flavor, and it's got a little bit of a sweetness also. This is gonna sound weird, but I detected kind of a melon flavor, just a very subtle melon flavor. I don't know, but it's very delicious. So here we have it, our top 5, I guess top 6, because I want to be growing all 6 of these varieties on a regular basis. We're always succession planting lettuce year round, and what we don't eat, our chicks eat. They don't mind bolted lettuce, especially if it gets some seeds or flowers. So none of it goes to waste. And we just started a second trial where instead of over 20 varieties, it's just going to be 10. That one in the back, it didn't feature. That's Red Cross, and it didn't perform very well in this trial. I'm not sure why, because we've grown that in the high temperatures for years. But like I mentioned in our last update, many variables play into a lettuce head bolting. It's possible that the soil dried up a bit. So it's going to be included in our top 10 heat tolerant lettuce varieties. And we'll see how the top 5 goes if we recreate these same varieties in that top 5. It'll be fun though, because they'll be growing throughout August and September, which are very, very high temperature months for SoCal. All right, if you have any questions about the trial, then feel free to reach out. So if you live in a climate with higher temperatures, then definitely give these guys a try. And you know where to get them. We shared the seed packet information, so you can get them directly from the seed companies. We won't be selling individual packets of these varieties, but I am going to let these guys bolt and go to seed, and I'll be including them all in our SCG heat tolerant lettuce collection. All right, that's it for now. Hope you guys have a great week and enjoy your garden.